If Republicans shut down the government next time Democrats are in charge to extract whatever it is that they happen to want, are you saying that's okay? Are you saying that's okay if they do that?
I mean, the Republicans have done this quite a while, yes.
Yeah, Republicans have done this a lot. What did you say about it when they did it?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Well, he may not remember, but we do. Would you like to know what he said back then? We got the receipts. We're going to see the fiery clash between the leftist Senator Ruben Gallego and CNBC's Joe Kernan that ended up with the entire interview getting shut down. And we're going to see how it all points to one thing and one thing only. The Democrats aren't losing this shutdown. The Democrats have already lost. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, enjoying yet another wonderful day in America's golden age that you made possible back on November the 5th. So if you want a front row seat on how you continue to change the world in ways you never even imagined, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. A quick programming note here. I will be speaking at the new St. Andrews Cigar and Scotch event in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I should say Lancaster, shouldn't I? Lancaster, Pennsylvania. On November 11th. It's absolutely free to attend. I'd love to meet you in person, but spots are limited. So check out the link below and RSVP soon, but don't wait. Spots are going fast. Hope to see you there. All right. CNBC's Joe Kernan had Arizona Democrat Senator Ruben Gallego on the other day, and let's just say things didn't go as planned.
4 million Americans are likely just to not buy health insurance. That's the demand here. I think what you're talking about are just like the other points that Republicans try to do to distract from the fact they're about to raise the premiums on 24 million Americans.
Well, they're not, by not extending it, it would go up. But what's the 1.5 trillion, Senator? You could extend those. For 1 year, you could extend the Obamacare subsidies for $40 billion. For 10 years, you could do it for $345. You're asking for 1.5.
I'm sorry. Are you an insurance broker? I'm sorry. Are you an insurance broker? Are you an insurance broker?
That's not germane to this, Senator. Are you an insurance broker?
Because 1 year, we don't know what 1 year does.
Are you an insurance broker?
No, but I actually understand why I would first go talk to them, right?
That's too good. I mean, his response to why are you insisting on $1.5 trillion in new spending? That's a pretty legit question, don't you think? Okay, yeah, you're talking about this subsidy and keeping that subsidy, but why are you insisting on $1.5 trillion in new spending? And Gallego's response was, are you an insurance broker? Are you an insurance broker? And of course, the obvious response is, no. Are you? Which is exactly what Joe Kernan said. And notice how Gallego responded. A typical rules for thee, not for me, right? A typical Democrat response. No, I'm not, but that doesn't matter because I understand and you don't. You see, my friends, that is what we call in logic special pleading. It is a logical fallacy. It involves the hypocrisy of applying a lenient standard to oneself, all the while holding a stricter standard for others. It is pure bunk. It is what we call camel swallowing and gnat straining. But I'll tell you why they're attempting to extort $1.5 trillion from the American taxpayer. It's not hard. It is a ransom list so bloated with far left priorities that it requires a spreadsheet to track, and they're doing it to try to pump up their demoralized base, right? So their demands include permanently extending Obamacare subsidies, repealing fiscally responsible Medicaid reforms, and allocating nearly $200 billion over 10 years for health care benefits for illegal migrants. Now, Republicans have repeatedly offered clean funding extensions that could reopen the government literally within hours. The very same CR that these Democrats have signed on to numerous times in the past. And yet, Democrats are now refusing to do so, choosing to double down on their partisan wish lists over military families lining up at food banks and Americans unable to close on their homes. These aren't negotiations. This is hostage taking. There are no counter demands. In every other shutdown, you have one side with its demands and you have the other side with its demands. Republicans have no demands, literally not a penny of demands. They literally have nothing to negotiate. They simply want to fund the government at current levels. That's what's meant by a clean CR. The Democrats are making all the demands, 100% of them, in a feeble attempt at firing up their deflated and demoralized base. That's why they're pushing this $1.5 trillion extortion that they're never going to get.
Look, Republicans control the government. There's, the White House, Senate, and the House of Representatives. I have to actually deal with that reality. But what I want to make sure is that Americans do not suddenly get a huge bill starting January 1st. And that's
don't you need to open the government to negotiate? Don't you need to reopen the government to do that? If Republicans shut down the government next time Democrats are in charge to extract whatever it is that they happen to want, are you saying that's okay? Are you saying that's okay if they do that?
I mean, the Republicans have done this quite a while, yes. Yeah,
Republicans have done this a lot. What did you say about it when they did it?
I don't know, and I don't care.
So, would you like to know what this feckless senator said the last time the Republicans shut down the government? It's so good. You could write a best-selling book about it. In fact, if you've ever had that stirring inside, that call to share your story, your ideas, your message to the world, this is for you. My good friend and personal book coach, Chris Boyer, is hosting a free live virtual event called Authentic 180, where he's going to show you exactly how to take your idea and turn it into a beautifully written, professionally published book, the kind of book that opens doors, builds your platform, and changes lives. Now, many of you know I've published quite a few books over the years, but when I worked with Chris and his Authentic system, the results were absolutely off the charts. The production quality, the clarity of the message, and the launch results, absolutely phenomenal. America Awakened and Fight went straight to the top of several categories and were bestsellers even before the official release. And here's the best part. Chris is going to show you how to do the same thing. So whether you're an entrepreneur, a Christian, a patriot, or just someone who knows you've got a message in your heart, this is your moment to finally make it happen. So go right now to authentic.com/Turley. That's authentic.com/Turley and save your free spot. Imagine 100 days from now, holding your finished book in your hands, the book that carries your message farther than you ever could on your own. Go to authentic.com/Turley and join hundreds of others discovering what's possible when you write, publish, and launch your book with excellence and authenticity. Here's what then Representative Ruben Gallego said at the time about the 35-day government shutdown from December 2018 to January 2019. He viciously attacked Republicans, saying, quote, Donald Trump's refusal to end this irresponsible shutdown is causing thousands of Arizonans and people across the country to suffer while they're furloughed or work without pay. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Senator Martha McSally, and the rest of the Senate GOP need to do their jobs and open the government before families suffer long-term consequences. Yeah. Fast forward to today, and you have a very different Ruben Gallego, do you not? In 2019, he condemned the shutdown in the harshest of terms, irresponsible, hurting family. Now, rules for thee, not for me. He's the biggest cheerleader on the planet for the very same shutdown. This takes the insurance broker hypocrisy to a whole new level. Gallego has now voted 12 times, let that hit you, 12 straight times against reopening the government, and is reportedly accepting his taxpayer-funded paycheck while his own staff goes unpaid. Rules for thee, not for me.
Go
Senator,
ahead
the Republicans
and raise your premiums.
The Republicans are refusing to be blackmailed and held hostage into what Democrats want. Mike Johnson doesn't need to do
Well,
anything.
Democrats,
There's
that's what I
already a bill-
want
there's-
24
Can
million
I finish,
Americans. I want
please?
24 million Americans to have inflation. No.
Okay,
24
Senator-
million Americans want their insurance.
We're
Want
finished.
healthy,
Thanks, Senator,
healthy
thanks
and
for your
affordable
time.
insurance.
I appreciate it.
You too.
Thank
Have a good one.
Okay.
Have you back.
We're finished. We're done. We're done. Again, Kernan is absolutely right there. There's nothing for Republicans to negotiate. They got no demands. Again, in shutdowns in the past, one side got its demands, the other side got its demands. And eventually, the side that, usually historically, the side that held out for their demands to be met originally, the side that shut the government down, they get blamed. They get blamed for it, and then they see their poll numbers tank, and then they give in, and the other side gets its demands. It's exactly how it played out with the Gingrich-Clinton shutdown. Look, here you've got the Democrats demanding $1.5 trillion in new spending, which, by the way, they're already beginning to cede on. They're openly backing off that. Senator Chris Murphy just said, well, we'd be happy with 20 bill. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. If you ever wanted proof that they know they're losing this, it's right there. We'll take 20 billion. Forget the 1.5 trillion. We'll take 20 bill. And you even heard this hyper hypocrite Gallego say something the same thing. Oh, we just want the healthcare funding extended. That's it. That's all we want. So they're all turning their back on the $1.5 trillion demand because they know it's crushing them politically. But regardless, I mean, the asymmetry of this whole situation is still the same. Even if they held out for $20, there would be nothing for the Republicans to negotiate. They're not making a single demand. They're simply putting forward the very same clean CR that Democrats have voted for repeatedly in the past. No additives, no pork, no add-ons, just a clean, continuing resolution. And that's why the Democrats are starting to see their poll numbers plummet, as we talked about in our first video today. And that's why you're starting to see senators like Ruben Gallego melting down on live TV. They're feeling it. They're cracking. They know they've lost this. It's just a question of how politically damaged they're going to be when they do finally cave.